If you're an educator in the UK and you're thinking of giving your students a true sense of what the British cultural diversity is all about, here is something that might come in handy. Beyond Borders is a new set of teacher resources designed specifically to help educators teach about the many people who call Britain home. The resources have been designed with a focus on the Polish community in Britain, and they are used to teach about the cultural connections, present and past, that exist between Britain and Poland. And today we're in York to meet the person behind the project, Helen Snelson, a history teacher educator at the University of York, and herself, a history teacher for 20 years before that. Helen Snelson, it's wonderful to have you here with us.
Thank you for coming up to the University of York. It's lovely to see you.
It's always a pleasure. Can you please tell us how useful can the resources be for teachers in the UK?
Well, both for secondary and for upper primary, there are a range of resources. There are resources for use in assemblies when perhaps the whole school might gather together or a particular year group. There are also resources for personal social health education, PSHE, resources to help with careers for older students as well. There are resources that will slot into particular subjects, maybe with a depth study on a particular character such as Irena Sendler, or a particular connection that's made, say, between a Polish author when studying a book from the same time in English literature. So whether studying history or maths or music or geography, then there is something that you can connect in, and the same for upper primary when doing perhaps more project work study.
And what has the reception been so far from the educators who have actually used them in class?
Very positive. They're well presented, and teachers are finding that there's plenty of guidance. So it's clear how to organise the learning and also where you can adapt the learning. And although there's quite a lot provided, it's easy to see where you can perhaps reduce the material if you need to, but also links are provided so that you can add more if you want to go into further depth. And it is that adaptability point that's perhaps most important, which is that things are provided simply by PowerPoint and by Word, which means that as a teacher you can take the materials and you can tweak them. You can make them therefore suitable for particular pupils and particular classes and in your particular school setting.
Could you tell us in a nutshell what is to be gained by introducing Beyond Borders in class?
Well, we have upwards of 750,000 Polish people living in Britain and calling it home at the moment, and many, many more people who have very close Polish heritage, perhaps a parent or a grandparent. And every single child in a school who calls Britain home should see themselves reflected in our curriculum, and these materials provide an opportunity for teachers to help that happen. But also, every child should learn more about our diverse and inclusive society. The values that bind us, such as kindness, such as courage, such as looking out for one another. And these resources provide many, many examples of people who have done that, and for opening children's eyes to the big world beyond the immediate classroom walls.
That's great. Thank you very much. So there you have it. New teacher resources useful for teaching cultural diversity in Britain are available now for a free download on the website of the Polish Cultural Institute in London, tab Education.